Welcome to a city that is over 400 years old, a city that was first established in the 1600s, the second oldest here in South America, and the oldest in the entire country of Colombia. It's located along the coast. It's got incredible beaches, but people prefer to go to Cartagena instead of this city a lot of the times, which is such a shame because I am falling in love with this city. I'm falling in love with this place, and for me, it's easily becoming one of my top destinations here in Colombia. So without further ado, welcome to one of the most beautiful cities I have been to in my life. Welcome to Santa Marta. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video here from the beautiful sunny city of Santa Marta, Colombia. We have officially left the gray, rainy, cold of Bogota in replacement with the warm Caribbean sun, which I'm gonna say I'm very happy about. Santa Marta is a city located right along the northern coast of Colombia, right along the Caribbean Ocean. It's a great jumping off point for a lot of destinations along the coast and around this area. Like I said before, this is literally the oldest city in all of Colombia. So when we're talking about a historical center, we're talking about a very historical center. I'm excited for the sun, I'm excited for the sea. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started with our tour of Santa Marta, Colombia. Of course, whenever I'm visiting a new city here in Colombia and Latin America, there's always one thing that I like to check out first in order to get a feel for the local life here in the city. Of course, that's the incredible local market. Literally, you can see the market is right over there. Let's go see what's being sold at the market. I'm quite surprised by the market. I was gonna say, oh, you know, it's gonna be selling a lot of fish, a lot of seafood, but inside the market, they're literally only selling meat. They're selling chicken, beef, pork, all types of meat. They're not selling fish. Definitely, it's early in the morning, but it is bustling. Like, people are sort of hanging meats up, people are walking around, buying things, bargaining. It's definitely a vibe, it's definitely a way to get into the local culture here in Santa Marta. But with that, let's go ahead and let's keep exploring the city of Santa Marta. Welcome to the Centro Histórico of Santa Marta, a region of the city that is old, colonial, and the oldest Centro Histórico here in all of Colombia, actually, because remember, Santa Marta was founded by Spanish colonizers, Spanish settlers in the 1600s. This was the first city to officially be established as a city in Colombia. We're currently here at the Basilica Catedral de Santa Marta, but I wanted to go in and check it out, but it's closed. This was what was decided by the Spanish hundreds of years ago to be the main sort of church for Santa Marta. You can see it's very simple. It's white, and I don't know what it is on the inside. I don't know if it's simple on the inside like an old Spanish colonial church. My guess is that it probably is, because this is the Centro Histórico. This is the old Spanish core of the city that makes this the oldest city in all of Colombia. This right here is Parque de los Novios, which is also known as Parque Santander. Nowadays, it's more known as Parque de los Novios, which is also Sweethearts Park. And I feel like that's because a lot of couples, young couples, will usually come here in the evening when it's not this blaring hot and enjoy the outdoors. But this place is a really beautiful place, sort of in the center of the historic center, and there are so many old buildings. Right behind me over there, that is the Palace of Justice. And of course, we've seen the Palace of Justice in Bogota. That one is much newer, much bigger, but this is the old one, and this is the one that the Spanish had originally designed. And also remember, Santa Marta is not just any city, it's the capital of the province of Magdalena, which is this area of Colombia. It is the capital. So remember, courts like these don't just serve as the main Palace of Justice for Santa Marta, it's also for the wider area around here, the entire province of this part of Colombia. The park is beautiful. It's a little bit shady, but it's got this central area with statues, and it's got a little like area where you can lie down. It's actually quite nice because the ocean breeze sort of blows in and you can feel the wind blowing. It's very, very comfortable actually. Some people are just lying there and sleeping. You get a lot of locals who are just enjoying the vibe and the shade of the park. I have to say, I'm absolutely loving the vibe of the old town area of Santa Marta. It is beautiful. You've got these buildings which are super colorful, covered in vines, covered in flowers, lots of nice restaurants, coffee shops, and at night, the bar scene really comes alive. But it's colorful, it's nice to walk around. It kind of feels like, I've never been to Cartagena, I'm going to Cartagena, but it kind of feels like Cartagena without the tourists. There aren't really that many tourists. You see mostly locals walking around going to work. So I really love the vibe. It's quite quiet actually in the morning. I'm sure at night once the clubs come out and once the sun sets, because it is really hot right now and you can probably tell I'm sweating so much. But once the sun sets, this place must be really popping. Like there must be so many people out and about. But definitely, I love the historic center. It's colorful, it's lively, they've got music, every restaurant seems to be serving some really, really good food. You've got cafes, and like I said, it's not too touristy at all. I don't feel overwhelmed with international tourists. I feel like that might be the case in Cartagena, but here in Santa Marta, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving how quiet and how peaceful and how local this area is, even though it's still got some tourist infrastructure to support the few tourists that do visit Santa Marta. There are literally so many stalls, artisan stalls, selling all types of cute little bags from this part of Colombia. They're all handmade, so definitely a great way to give back to the local community here in Santa Marta. Now, once you walk past this historic center from Parque de los Novios, you get to another really, really big park here. This is Plaza de Bolivar, and that's right, that is Bolivar for Simón Bolivar. And you can see a statue up there. You might be wondering, well, every city in Colombia has a Plaza de Bolivar, and that's because Simón Bolivar liberated Colombia, Venezuela, Panama, all these countries. But what you might not know is that the city of Santa Marta is where Bolivar died. This is his resting spot. He died here in this city here in Santa Marta. The house that he actually died in is a little outside of the city. This was the place where he decided to spend his final years after liberating all the countries of Latin America. His final resting place was here in Santa Marta, which is why the Plaza de Bolivar here is a little different from all the other Plaza de Bolivars everywhere else in the world, because you can't say that Simón Bolivar passed away there. Now, he was born in Caracas, but he did pass away here in Santa Marta, and you can see it's written on the statue, on the side of the statue, when you come to the Plaza de Bolivar. But with that, that's kind of the historic center plus the main plazas. Let's go ahead and let's head out of Santa Marta for a bit. It's an absolutely full bus. Look at that bus. Completely packed with people. I guess people all know where the good places are around here. After literally like a fast 15-minute bus ride, we have made it to the town of Taganga, a beautiful, cute little beach. And I have to say, in order to get to Taganga, the bus sort of rides up the mountains, because around Santa Marta it's all mountains. So Taganga's like on the other side of a few mountains, but this place is incredible. We're literally right on the beach right there. Now, the beach of Taganga is great. Like, it's popular. There's definitely a lot of people here. But we are not actually going to be chilling at the beach of Taganga. There's another beach a little ways away that's supposed to be incredible. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get the hike started. So those are the mountains that separate Taganga from Santa Marta, which is on the opposite side of those mountains. So that's why the bus sort of rises up and then goes all the way down until you get down here to Taganga. Well, we have finally made it to the beach. Welcome to Playa Grande, which literally means large beach. And this place is incredible. It's got crystal clear blue water and looks like the secret's gone out. I'm not the only one here. Look at all the people here at this beach. I think a lot of people have figured out this place, but let's go ahead. I'm burning, I'm sweating. Let's get switched to the GoPro and let's get in the water. Oh, this has got to be some of the clearest and coolest water. The thing is, it is so hot here in Santa Marta. I mean, actually in Taganga. Technically we're in Taganga now. It's just so hot. Coming down here into the water is just so refreshing. It's cold. It's actually like ice cold. It's actually really cold. But I think it has much to do with the fact that it's just so hot outside. Look how clear that water is. That is just some insanely clear water. Let's go ahead. Let's enjoy the water. The beach itself, geographically, naturally, is amazing. It's settled in between these two cliffs almost. It kind of feels Mediterranean in vibe, actually. It feels like something I would see out of Albania or Montenegro or something like that. Simply because of the cliffs that you see on the sides beside me, which is why when you're actually hiking here, you have to hike up a mountain and then down. Feels like something from the Mediterranean. The water is crystal clear, and as you can probably see from the GoPro footage, it's great to go ahead and swim around. It's cool, especially when it's this hot and you're sweating. Jumping into the water is one of the best things you can do. But with that, let's go ahead and let's head back to Santa Marta. We are back in Santa Marta, and I promised today would be ending the day right along the dock of Santa Marta. That is where we are right now. We are currently at the Malecón, also known as the Boardwalk. This is a really nice one. You've got beaches like the ones right behind me. Now, obviously not as great as Playa Grande, which is the one we were at earlier, but still, nonetheless, a great beach that locals are swimming at. Locals are literally just like going around and swimming. Like they even jump like all the way deep into the deep end over there. And it doesn't stop when the sun sets. After the sun sets, people actually still keep swimming in the ocean, which is quite interesting here. But on top of that, you can see on that side the skyscrapers and the high-rise buildings. That sort of shows the contrast because this city, Santa Marta, has modernized a lot. We've started the day seeing the historic center, but the fact is now there are skyscrapers, there are condos, there's like a Hilton hotel over there. That's the modernization that's taking place here in Santa Marta over time, as it's become more of a tourist destination, as more tourists start visiting Santa Marta. You can probably tell the sun is right behind me. It is about to set. So let's go ahead, let's enjoy the sunset here on the Malecón over the Caribbean Ocean right at the north of Santa Marta. Well, as you can probably tell, the sun has officially set here in Santa Marta. You've got the final hues, but it's purplish, it's gone, and that is another beautiful day here in Santa Marta. You can see the skyscrapers are literally all lit up over there, but what a beautiful way to end the day right here on the Malecón here in Santa Marta. It is a beautiful place. What an incredible day it has been, from visiting the old historic center to going to the beach in Taganga. I mean, this is the oldest city in Colombia. That's how insane this is. Santa Marta is easily one of my favorite cities. It's got the tourist infrastructure, yet at the same time it's not flooded with tourists. And I think in a lot of ways it's better than Cartagena because it has the same vibe, it's got the same beauty, it's older than Cartagena, and you don't have the flocks of tourists visiting Santa Marta. That is why, in my opinion, this city is great. Now, of course, there are many things to do around Santa Marta, and we're going to be doing those in the next few videos. We're going to be using Santa Marta as a jumping off point to see some other things around this part of Colombia. But for now, that's going to be it for this video here from the beautiful city of Santa Marta. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. Like I said, we got a lot more coming from this part of Colombia, so make sure to stay tuned so you don't miss any of them. And I'll see you guys on the next incredible video here from the beautiful country of Colombia.